Okay, so we just went over the quiz one, and what I'd like to do now is look at our little assignments that we put together. And I also wanted to give a little shout out to Joe. Joe, it looks like you're in the class now, took quiz one, and if you want, maybe what we can do, Joe, I'm hoping you're watching these videos. I'll try to do a little bit of putting the YouTube links out there, because we're getting Camtasia links and the YouTube's going. But maybe what we could try to do is assign a task to Joe too, so he's helping us out with the EPA. Does that sound okay? By the time we've kind of gone through this next editing session? Okay, so let's do this. File, save as. I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put this in the old archives. Courses. I'm just going to call this Energy Finance. I'm going to call this Quiz 1 Questions. Or Quiz 1 Answers. Okay, and I'll close that out. These are our assignments. And then let me pull up the draft, because I just want to just get the draft going, and we'll work on this together. Grants 2014, EPA P3, narrative. So why does Microsoft Word not like the double click anymore? Hello? Yeah, it is really weird, man. Like, what's going on? This is a window, and it won't even drag. All right, the only thing to do is just start closing stuff. File, save as, documents, courses, 250, and this is, say this is quiz 1, parabolic.
Tell you one thing, I'll be able to tell the difference between the parabolic and the Gaussian curve tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
Don't know about next week.
Yeah, I think I'm forgetting stuff quite faster than I'm remembering it. Or learning. See this weird little ghost window right here? What is that thing?
Oh, for Word?
Is there like a dialogue thing open?
I've noticed with Excel, it'll open like one window that's sort of like a shell, and then every other file you open is a separate.
Well, if you look down on the bottom there, what do you got on your notebook?
Oh, it's right down there at the bottom. Oh, notebook. I've used the notebook to
Okay.
put text for lecture.
How about your aperture there? Is that,
This one's still running. That one's good. Yeah, here it is. It was open. It just wasn't bringing it to the forefront for whatever reason. Okay, so let's start digging into what you guys have written. I think that was back in my emails. Okay, so I'll leave that open too. Okay, where should we start? Should we start with your little input there, Adam?
That's actually kind of side stuff.
Okay.
Work stuff is in that mail I just sent you at 10:02.
Okay.
That link there is a great kind of diagram of technical parts,
Oh, sweet.
and it tells like how much voltage like a little light will produce.
All right. Best description I found of components of a solar light and how it all fits together, including technical information.
And then below that, there's some patent stuff
Oh, sweet.
and an STL file.
Oh, man, nice, nice. All right, patent search, patent example, feasibility, LED calculator. Wow, fantastic. Where should we start then?
Probably the one top.
I'd like to hit them all.
Just a
Okay,
good overview.
okay.
But whatever you got time for.
Yeah, let's take a look. how solar yard light works. I think how stuff works is probably pretty well,
Yeah, it's great.
pretty well vetted.
So, a typical light the cells will produce 1.8 volts.
Yeah.
100 milliamps.
Yeah,
And the batteries tend to be like 700 to 1,000 milliamp hours.
okay,
So, on a full charge, you could run one bulb for 7 to 10 hours on calculation.
What's the limit
Okay.
on that?
okay.
What's that?
The-
What's the limit on the bulb? Because, I mean, you're not gonna be able to take one of these yard lights and pick it up, take it in your house, or your kitchen.
Because it's so
Because
low.
it's not designed for it.
Not bright enough.
Not right.
Yeah, it'd be more like a night light, and that's really all they are outside.
I was kind of looking at this to figure out how much power we're dealing with.
Yep,
So like if we're gonna use this as a mobile power device, we kind of need to know what it's gonna produce to charge whatever application we're trying to do.
yeah, okay. So I think there's, so I see the front contact grid, then the back contact. What's the anti-reflective coating? That's just so that you get more absorption rather than reflection, right? Because if the photon reflects off, it is not coming into your cell. So if we're going to actually make these,
Need to figure out what that's about.
we sort of need that too, don't we? Is it important to put this in the? I'm going to steal it for now. Copy image.
I could Photoshop something like that quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't need to use.
You could come up with a Lowe's lighting. I'm gonna pop one in here just for fun. Paste special, bitmap. I like to center this with the Control E. And this, we will not end up using this guy directly, but here's copy, paste, and this is how stuff works. And then I'm just going to take this guy, copy it. I like to do Control K. That'll get us back to that guy. Okay, so manufacturing. So the other thing that we might do is just get the coating and the covering. Rather than make our own.
Just steal them from the lights.
Yeah, just maybe repurpose the lights somehow. Maybe.
Well, if we are going to make a business model to make it financially viable, we're gonna have to figure out how to do it ourselves.
Yep.
Because we can't keep tearing these things apart and just moving them over.
Yeah, maybe we buy the guts from whoever's actually doing the manufacturing has to put all these parts together, and they're probably buying the pre-coated, pre-glassed.
That has to be an aspect of, I mean, Levins even says, you gotta have, because the guy that's making the best cheap, or smart car out there, electric car,
Mhm.
he basically went and made it so there's like 15 pieces, they all snap together.
Yep.
Easy going, and it's manufacturer friendly, so
Yep.
that's what we're gonna have to think about.
Gotcha, yep.
Tear down in one of these is gonna take forever.
Right, yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna have to start with the base products, which is basically our little panels.
And I think that's our sort of $15,000 project, and then the 90K is how do you put the whole thing together, right? Because we're gonna have to do some prototyping. You gotta like say, here's our gadget, and then go with our big
I was
plan.
actually thinking, I was gonna run it by you, can we take four of those, we can take four of those and run them in tandem, right? They don't have to be hard welded together, do they? Because you know how your billfold opens up?
Right.
You have a trifold billfold or something that'll open up from a stack, you open it,
Mm.
and it flips.
Sure.
Flips and flips and flips, so you
Yeah.
got something, a little square like this, so you flip, 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 flip.
Oh, right.
It comes out to a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So you can fold it down into a little thing, because the solar lantern's not new. I mean,
No.
they're using it in Africa, but
Yeah.
basically the one that I looked at, study here somewhere. Anyways, that thing that Bo has,
Yeah,
that portable solar thing,
yep,
they're basically using that to charge the lantern at night.
yep.
And you can plug your cell phone into it.
And that's the goal zero, isn't it? Is that what it's called?
I don't really know, man.
I think that's what, this is your fold concept, right? Is that where you're going with that?
Well, kind of, how they've got them opening up like that.
Yep.
But I'm wanting to take it one step further, and instead of having them open like this, I just wanted to, but I guess it's not going to be.
Oh, so it could be more compact is what you're saying, with more, you get more hinges so you can make it more compact, so it folds more than just a couple times.
Yeah.
We should at least cite these guys as part of our, so I think what you want to do is cite the prior work, and I think we'll do that a little bit too when we dig into the, let's do copy image. I'm going to put this one in here too. Home, paste special. Let's just put this in here. Copy. Paste. Yeah, I did not get an email back on the total RFP. Okay, so we got that. So we took a look at how stuff works. The numbers, though, let's go back to the numbers. So what were you saying? So 1.8 volts, 100 milliamps. Let's do that math. Typical power equals P equals IV I or 1.8.
That's 4 cells to make 1.8 volts.
And I equals, what'd you say, 100 milliamps? 100 milliamps.
Like he said, that's gonna be a much smaller bulb than we might be looking for.
So that's 0.18 watts, isn't it?
So,
Okay.
We're gonna have to pump at least 100 watt or 15 watts to get the lumens and to get the 100 watt
Just to get a light bulb.
at 100 watt capacity.
So now this is just one.
As an incandescent bulb, so you think if you put, and I'm just using that so you can gauge in your mind, if you screw 100 watt incandescent in to pump enough, that amount of light with a PV, you're gonna have, and an LED, you're gonna have 15 volts. Or
15 watts. So 100 of these guys. If you're gonna power it continuously, if you're gonna take straight from this and just shoot it right inside and power one.
But we would be using this to charge a battery, wouldn't we?
I think so.
So, if we put a bunch of these in series.
You, to get, you have, if you're on a 12-volt standard, so if we have, so N equals the volt for charging divided by the volts per cell. Is this where we're going with this guy? So if you need, so if we do this, copy, paste. So the V for charging is 12. And volts per cell equals, well, 1.8. Hit that, 12 divided by 1.8 equals 6. So you don't have to have 7 of these guys, at least to get some juice into your 12 volt. It's pretty good. Am I doing that right? Yeah, 7. Equals 7 cells. So that's kind of entry level. If you just at least want to have a high enough voltage to charge your battery, you need 7 of these guys.
Gee, that's. Go ahead.
And then, okay, so, and then you've got your 12 volt battery sitting there, and the question is, can you now run an LED off of that or not? Right? Or what can you run off of, you know?
So what's the power drain at 15 watts?
15 watts?
12 volts swell.
Just,
12 volts.
yeah, it's 15
What's the
watts.
kilowatt hours, I mean,
Oh, yeah, so I guess that's the other question. Does this thing,
you want it to go for at least like 8 hours.
I think at this point, we just want it to go.
I mean, that,
Because otherwise you're just back to the grid. I mean, otherwise you're just like, well, let me just go back to the grid. So I think we're going after a market here that wants to get entry-level smart grid. Because otherwise I go, oh, can I run my electric stove off of it in my kitchen? But no, yeah.
So it's going to depend on battery capacity and how many amps, whatever you're trying to run, draws. So one battery's 700 milliamp hours.
Which battery are you talking about on this one?
Oh, in the same page, if you scroll down. NiCad.
Yeah.
is that Li-Pro, lithium?
Now, there's other batteries that are more like 1,000 milliamp hours. So like the battery technology varies.
Yeah. So I think this is how ours is different. And probably what we need to do is actually have a little. Let's just get a little diagram going for our own sanity here. So if I've got. I'll just sketch this up kind of. So here's the house. And let's insert. Let's just insert a little shape.
How many would it take to charge a 9-volt? Not 9-volt, but it's 9-volt. The older ones that flashlights, that used to have them flashlight, the square one, not the big 12-volt.
Yeah.
The small one, because I'm looking at 12-volt battery,
Mm-hmm.
and those things are kind of heavy.
Yeah.
we gotta put that into the equation, you know, nobody's gonna wanna walk out after they've got a full day's work and grab this huge battery and pack it into their house just so they can light their way through the house.
No, I don't think so either. So, let's see if we got this guy, Phil. No Phil. And let's just do insert shapes. Phil. No Phil. Let's just take these little guys and what did I say, 7? 6? Let's do this. Okay, so here's our little array of mushrooms. Here's our house. And so insert, let me just do this in shape. Curved connector. So this is kind of what we're looking at, right? So these things are connected in series. I mean, right now they're just standalone. Right now they're just standalone. But our, you know, I think if we're all on the same page with this, these things are now like so. And I guess to answer the battery question. Let's go ahead and insert the battery. Here's our battery. You know, we're going from here into our battery. So the battery's actually in the house. No? Yeah?
Makes more sense, rather than picking up 8 things from outside and bringing them in.
Right.
But it's like, if you're gonna do this, why not have a PV array?
Well, I think the reason you don't have the PV array is because you gotta hire somebody to stick it on your roof, and you have to, you know, get the permit and all this other stuff.
It's more like plug and play, like consumer.
Yeah, it's a little more. It's do it yourself with almost no tools. I think. I mean, I mean, it's something that.
I thought it was gonna be like a little lantern, because they have solar lanterns. They have, it's actually the little array that you have, and it plugs in your lantern. Your
Okay.
lantern has the battery in it, actually.
Okay. Well, that could be part of it. That could be part of it. Maybe we've got a.
That's what I was saying, the battery, if we could shrink the battery down to where you could pick the lantern up and just pack it around, you know what I'm saying?
Sure, I'm with you. So maybe what you do is you have one. You know, so that maybe this is your. So you're saying like a 9-volt? Is that what you're talking?
Yeah, but it's actually squared in the bottom. It looks like a little lantern, really. Looks like a Coleman lantern with the tank on the bottom. And that's why, when I did the research on the grid locations, that they said that something like this, in the small scale, I mean, it'll help,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be cost effective. Not where you can get grid connection, not in the small scale that we're looking at. least that's what the study says, and they did it in Western Australia.
Mhm.
So,
Is it,
This is a novelty, and that's how you would have to sell it.
I know.
It's like, okay, you're not gonna use one light in your house, so you're not gonna use this electricity. And you could actually pull this from room to room when you're going, like, you know, they did in the old days with the candle or the kerosene lamp. They
Mhm.
move it from room to room instead of having all the rooms lit up at the same time with the light switch. You know, it's just going kind of regressive.
Mhm.
And that's how you're gonna have to, that's how we would have to market this, is, you know, this is gonna save. So this is a 100-watt light bulb going on in your house, this is gonna save you this much energy.
Is it, I mean, do we market it then as like a, more of like an emergency?
Well, that's
Like
why.
the
that's
grid,
why-
the grid's down, but you've already got this thing plugged in?
Well, that's why I posted the thing for the study at the end of it.
Mhm.
Remote area,
Mhm.
one of these things is gonna be your Coleman lamp.
Yeah.
This is a camping tool, this isn't connected to the grid, this is, you know, you're going camping this weekend, oh great, you got this little solar, got this little solar panel, this little solar pack, you're gonna have light anywhere, you don't need kerosene, you don't need diesel, you don't need fuel for the generators.
Mhm.
And this is gonna replace your Coleman lantern.
Do you guys want to see the patent that I?
Yeah, let's check out the patent.
Oh, maybe that would help us generate.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I wish I had put this up on there, I didn't think about emailing you.
Oh, I just did this just now, just to, so it'd be easier for us. Go down to the patent example. I didn't find.
Which one here, the, patent example, yeah.
This is gonna look kind of weird. I was just looking for something similar.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
what we
yeah.
were trying to do. This is what somebody has patented already.
Casing for a portable solar-powered light, okay.
Uh,
Did you look at the full text at all?
A
or-
little bit,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't really know how to effectively do a patent search quickly.
This is pretty good, though.
I just thought it might help.
Yeah.
It's pretty old.
See if we can click on images. Yeah, sometimes. Let's see how this comes through. There we go. Nice, okay.
So
So,
that's, where's the light at in that?
It's almost, I think, it almost looks like you rotated. The light's on one side, the panel's on the other. I can't.
okay, front.
Is that a garden light too?
It says portable, so I don't see why you couldn't use it in your garden.
How many lumens are you gonna
I think this patent is just for the. like the
It's just the case, isn't it?
And the stand and stuff, maybe? So they don't really get into the technical details.
Now, what's sitting, now, I guess what's not clear to me is
There's your lights, you got 3 of them. Or no,
those yeah, maybe those are just screws. Now, is this thing, is it just sitting on the ground with one? I mean, how could it balance? Oh, okay, I'm with you, okay. It's, there's a little bend in the bottom there, isn't it? The bottom is a triangle shaped. It's kind of weird the way they've shown that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This point, and there's another point back here behind it, are all 3 sitting on the ground.
Okay.
There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 bends in that wire. So these two, this side right here and this side right here, those two edges sit on the ground. This edge and the other edge that's behind here are vertical-ish. And then that one's right in the middle. Okay, so let's save this guy. This is a good find. Save.
What's it got
For power. It sounds like they're just making the holder. Like you could put whatever kind of electronics inside. All they're looking at is the casing. Portable light casing. Save. Front page, drawings. But let's look at the claims. One claim. That's a pretty brief patent application.
What does the claim mean?
Claim. The ornamental design for a casing for a portable solar-powered light, as shown and described. Okay, so let's just dig in a little bit on what a claim is. I'll show you mine. Documents, patents, the MIDI, V-turbine, Dale Smith, Griner, Pinky Saver. 2013 filing. Patent is submitted. Well, the first thing to note is that there's 2 types of patents. One's called a utility patent, where you've got a brand new idea on something that's never been invented before. Like, okay, I've actually figured out an anti-gravity machine, and here it is. It's a new utility for getting around without any friction with the ground. Versus a design patent, and that's what this thing is. It's the specific way in which, so obviously, batteries have already been invented, photovoltaics have already been invented, and lights have already been invented. All these guys did was come up with a design for how to put the 3 together. So I submitted this patent on behalf of a collaborator by the name of Dale Smith. This is just the cover information. Full application, patent is submitted. Okay. This stuff is now going to be somewhat irrelevant. I think the new patent law is no longer first to invent. It's first to file. Always used to be first to invent. So if something came to trial, you could say, and this is why I mentioned it up here, just in case the law is still in place. I said this device described here was first disclosed by Dale Smith to Sam Brown, and then by Dale Smith to Bradley Layton, et cetera, August 8, 2011. So I mentioned when it was first disclosed, just in case the law of first to invent still holds. Because there could be someone else like, oh no, we filed it before you, but I said no, we invented it before you did. So here's what we're looking at: a device that converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Could be used for the grid or energy source for off-grid. I put it under this energy harvesting or energy scavenging subcategory. And so what I did in the patent, and I think you'll see in the other patent we just looked at, you do show the examiner that you've looked for other patents out there. So we'll certainly cite the one that Adam found and compare ours to it. So there's like the 10 or 11 that I found. So, and I had 14 separate claims, and this is the claims are the nitty-gritty of what the examiner is going to get down into and say, are you claiming something that's truly unique, or are you claiming something that someone's already claimed? And that's kind of the nitty-gritty. What they'll end up doing is saying, okay, I'm going to give you a claim 3, 7, and 12, but somebody already beat you to 1, 2, and the others that I didn't mention. So another thing you'll see that, and I didn't see it so much in their drawing, but the drawings will have numbers associated with each individual part. So the patent drawings themselves have to be black and white. They can't have any other text on them other than numbers. And so what I've done is numbered each individual part, and I've listed 3 separate embodiments of the same device. These guys with the solar lights could have done something else, like, oh, one embodiment has 5 bends in their wire, one has 6. They both do the same thing. They hold the light up off the ground at some given angle. So here are the claims. Claim 1 says the device described in embodiment 1 is capable of converting the kinetic energy from a traveling vehicle into electrical energy, whereby the moving vehicle passes over an inclined plane, which is attached to an armature. The armature rotates a second generator armature, which rotates the spinning electromagnetic generator, delivering AC or DC power. So if we come down here, let me just show you the drawings. Maybe. Oh, drawings. Hello. Drawings as filed. So in this case, you just have a wheel that drives over a ramp. Well, the wheel, which is labeled as number 1, is sitting on a roadway, which is 2, drives over a ramp, which is 3. 4 is just a bearing, right? So if this thing is traveling down, this armature, this linkage has to rotate. So that's just a bearing in there. The bearing itself is number 5. The armature is 6. There's this bearing here is 7. There's another little armature 8, another bearing 9, and then the generator is 10. And so after this thing is sort of gone down, it'll go through a full circle to turn a motor. Then there's a little spring that pops it back up. So that's one embodiment where you're taking this mechanical energy of the tire moving across the road and turning into electrical energy in the generator. Yeah, a little speed bump. Another one, instead of having a ramp, you've got rollers. So if the tire is braking, there are individual generators and a series of rollers that then turn that into electrical energy. Then another one we came up with is just you've got a car. Obviously, typically it's made of some ferrous material, iron, and you've got some kind of magnet down here that just swings back as the vehicle runs over it, and you make electricity that way. So there's an example of, Now, let's go and actually find an existing patent.
Yeah, the one that I did was just an example. I did a search, and I quickly realized that I didn't know how to do a
sure.
search.
Yeah,
I
okay.
was gonna ask for your help on how.
Yeah, let's do one of those. Yeah, let's do a search. Camtasia break and search.